Hello, Goy community. This is Patricia Curti, and today I'm going to help you to edit your audio files and combine them with music tracks and different layers and fade in, fade out, and make a nice project for the radio or for any other source that you would like to use this audio for. And we're going to use the software called Audacity. It's a free software that is available for any platform out there. You can use it on Mac, Windows, Linux, any other platform that you might have. Probably will be able to download for free Audacity and start editing. It's a very simple, easy to use, very straightforward platform. However, when you don't know, you don't know. It's easy when you know, right? So let's get started with today, just the basics for editing an audio file and combine with a track. Make sure your voice audio file has a nice and beautiful sound when you export this file and send it to any other device. And let's make sure we can be a bit creative on the editing without getting too crazy with the technical details. Just some basic information for you before you get started. Make sure your project, when you start, it's at 44,100 hertz, because that is what Audacity is, the Audacity default setting. Okay, it's highly recommended that you use this setting unless you have a good reason to deviate from it. But some people, sometimes they ask me, oh, Patty, I want a much better audio file quality. If I export in 48,000, it's better, no? And I say no, because 48,000 is used for films, videos, not for audio files. So if you are just working on audio and you are exporting MP3 file, for example, extension, that's the default here. It's 44,100. Okay, that's the first thing to keep in mind. And also keep an eye when you import an audio, sometimes from another source, and if this audio has different hertz here, and you just have to change and make sure it's 44,100. Right. Next thing, your input and output. Check over here, especially if you are using an external microphone, and make sure you select that external microphone in the input area, and the output, if you have a different output from your default, make sure you select it here as well. In my case, I'm just going to leave it Realtek. These are the ones that I'm using for input and output. After that, you wanted to make sure you select the channels that you wanted to record. Are you recording in mono or are you recording in stereo? So if you're recording in mono, it means one, right? It implies all the sounds, instruments, vocals, all the sounds are centered on a single point in the song mix, right? If you hear a specific instrument or sound in your left ear side and hear different sounds in your right ear side, that's a stereo recording. For the purpose of the radio, I'd like to get all the files in mono recording. Okay, so we have only one channel instead of left and right. We make sure it's just one channel as a recording platform. Then let's get started importing our first audio file over here. I'm going to get a voice sample, okay, and import this. As you can see, it's an MP3 file. And as you can see here, this file is recorded in stereo at 44,100 hertz, fine, 32 bits, fine. But I want to transform this into a mono channel. I don't want to have left and right. I want just one track. So how do we do this? We go over here on this little arrow pointing down, and you have different things you can do here. But for now, let's just concentrate on split stereo to mono. That's the one that I want. And bingo, I have now two different files that I can eliminate one of them and just keep one of them. So now it's a mono file. As you can see here, it changed from stereo to mono, right? That's a mono channel audio file. And this, let's listen to this sound.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Gracias, Patricia.
Yeah, the sound wave, as you can see here, it's not very nice. Usually you can see straight away when the waves are not touching, are not high enough on the peaks. If they're very small, the audio is not so good. So what we want to do, the first thing that we do when we import an audio file is to go select. You can select from here. You see, as soon as you select, it goes white. That's the selected mode, and if you unselect, it goes gray, back to gray. So let's select the whole file, and we want to go to effects, and we are going to normalize this. Don't touch anything here, just leave it as it is. Click OK, and bing, boom, look at that. How beautiful. The wave format suddenly just got more incorporated. You can see that the spikes are much higher and we have more form. It's more strength in this. Now, to get the audio even more, let's just see the difference here now.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Gracias, Patricia.
Okay, but now we want to even get this voice even more corposo. How do we say in Portuguese? With cuerpo. I want the voice, I'm going to use the compressor effect, which I'm going to leave the threshold kind of here, the 24 dB. It's fine. And I'm going to just press OK and look at the wave. Oh, look at that. You see the difference? It's more cuerpo. Now we have more strength on this audio. Let's hear.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Gracias, Patricia.
Okay, we're getting much better quality on the sound right there. So now we have a voice clip that it's just basic. You normalize and you use the compressor effect for just getting a nice and beautiful wave sound. Let's import a song. Let's go back to import audio. I'm going to be importing Cry Me a River by Julie London. Let's get this audio, this music. So here we go. We have imported another stereo file, and we need to change this to mono, so we keep everything aligned. So let's go to the file here, split stereo to mono, cancel one of them. Okay. Because I'm recording, this thing is on top of it here. So let's see if I can do it in a different way. Edit, cut. Okay. Now I want to select this all track and sort track. Remove this track. Okay, I can remove from there. I couldn't touch, sorry for this, I couldn't touch on the left side here because I have the controls of the recording button on top. Anyway, back to this track, this song. You can see the waves here are very small, right? And compared to these ones that are beautiful and has a lot of body and much stronger waves. So the same thing it applies for music audio as well. You just select the file and normalize. That's the first thing you do. Normalize, okay. Oh, look at that, already much better. For a song, I wouldn't go to the compressor. I would just leave as normalized. I think that it gives just the perfect sound for that song. Now, how do we move things around? Because right now we've been using the selection tool to select the tracks, and you can also select a part of your track like this. Okay, you can just click and let's say you just wanted to edit this part, so you select that part. But how do we move? If I want, for example, the music to start here and the voice to kind of fade in after a little introduction of the song, how do I do that? So, and I wanted to change order. I wanted this to be on top. So I just drag, you see the little hand. So I have the song here and the audio here at the bottom. And the tool to use, it's called Time Shift. It's this one here. You click on Time Shift and then you can change and move things around. You see, you can go right, left, you can go up, down. So that is this beautiful tool, Time Shift. Right, so now what are we going to do? I'm going to zoom in to the waves a little bit more, so I can see more details. More details. Okay, let me go back to my selection tool. I want to start with a little bit of music.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Gracias, Patricia.
Right. So I want the music to play a little bit more, and I want the audio, the voice clip to start around here. But then I want this song to kind of fade out, right? I don't want it to be too loud because then we can't hear what the person is saying, right? So what we're going to do is to use another great tool, which is called the envelope tool, this one here. The envelope tool, what it does, you can select a point into the audio, and you can change. If you make it, you can make it really small, really big. For example, if I select twice. So at the beginning, I want strong and big, and then hold on, I want this to be big, and then I want this to go very, very subtle at the end, because I wanted to give all the power to the voice. Let me make this a little bit closer here. Let me bring this here. Let's try. Let's go back and try to see how it sounds. Okay.
Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Gracias, Patricia. Depende.
Okay. So that is very nice. Very nice intro, very soft, and then it fades in automatically into the voice. But let's say we wanted to take a look of this voice clip here, and you see this part of the wave is a bit small compared to this one and this one. So what if we wanted to make sure this part here, it's amplified? Very simple. Just go to Effects. Well, first you select the part you wanted to amplify, go to Effect, Amplify, and that is the amplification that the program is suggesting 7.7. Now, you can try to go higher or lower. However, the program is not going to let you do it. So the maximum that he suggests is 7.2, which I think, it's great. A lot, actually. Let's see.
No, espérate, corto.
Okay. Now, it's a bit too high. You could hear an annoying sound in the background. So let's go back to Effect, Amplify, and actually, sorry, let's go undo that. And let's go back here and amplify a little bit less. Let's go amplify. I want not 7. I want maybe just 5 or 4. Let's leave it at 4. Okay, much better. So you see, now it's aligned. The waves are looking pretty much the same. So sometimes you have to do this. If there's a part of your audio file that it's very small, like here, and it needs this part to be that people needs to listen to this and focus on this part, so you can change directly by just selecting that part of your clip. Remember, the amplify feature here on effects, it doesn't work if you select a large amount of audio. It works in small parts. So if you wanted to change just a small part, it's perfect. The amplifier will do the job. Now, let's move on to the next feature that is important for you, which is how to split a file. So let's say we want the file to finish here. We don't want all these parts because the audio finishes here and we want the file to finish here at 3 minutes, okay? So there are two ways to do this. You can highlight with your selection tool the parts that you don't want anymore and cut. That's one way of doing it. Or, let's undo, you can click on that part. Let's zoom a little bit here to go right in the middle where there is no sound there. And let's say I want to separate this. I want to cut that part. So I click boundary, split the project, and then I just move the project over here. All right, hold on a sec.